My name is Chris Cook. I'm the Managing Director of the Office of Communication and Marketing at Texas Tech University and Texas Tech Public Media. Texas Tech University is full of great communicators, and together we hope to bring you perspectives and insight that can help you in your field. Communication is what we do every day, and it's intricately connected to our success and failures. This is Communicators in a Cart. Texas Tech University President Lawrence Skuvenick is no stranger to campus. Although he's in his first year at the helm, he has spent nearly 32 years of his career as a Red Raider. Over that time, he's come to know many people, but do we really know him? Let's find out.
Hey, Chris.
Dr. Skuvenick, how you doing?
I'm fine.
Going to grab coffee. You want to grab a cup?
Sounds good.
All right.
I was getting kind of sleepy.
That's not good.
I imagine the same standards apply to these guys as to those that like follow Trump around. Certain things are never repeated.
Certain things are never, yes. These guys work under strict confidentiality. Whoop, that's reverse. Have you ever driven this car?
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh.
Yeah. It's not a car, it's a cart.
A cart. I left the T out.
Yeah, not too often. I don't use it very much.
Especially this time of year, it's actually nice to walk.
It is. I went for a nice walk yesterday with Michael in San Francisco. And we, for about 30 minutes around campus.
Can be therapeutic, no doubt.
It was a therapeutic visit.
And he can loosen the mood too. If you need him to.
I needed some advice.
Oh, okay. He's good. He's good for that. So, yeah, it was a quick trip over here. We probably could have walked quicker. Recently, you and I had an encounter with someone in one of the metropolitan areas where the person greeted us, and you mentioned, have you been out to Texas Tech in Lubbock? And she said, oh God, no. But when people come out here, this is what you do when we recruit students. All we got to do is get them here, get them on campus.
And we've been saying that for years. More than just the campus, to interact with the people, and that's what Tech is known for.
Well, I want to get into your background a little bit and what people may or may not know about you. You're a farm boy from small town Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And one of 12 siblings which I find interesting. All of you went to college and earned degrees. What was the motivation? What was the encouragement from your parents? How did that come about?
It was never really discussed. It was their example. My mother graduated from Oklahoma A&M, now Oklahoma State, in 1950. She was a farm girl, first in her family to go to college. And she graduated, yes, in 3 years. And then she had 12 children in the next 16 years. But when she was pregnant with the 12th, she went back to get her master's. And then she started teaching and eventually became a grade school principal. My dad, at the age of, I think it was 36, decided he wanted to get a college degree. It was a way, he saw that as a way to possibly, it's the way he thought. I'll get a degree, I'll get a job at a university, and the kids can go at a reduced rate. That's precisely what happened. When he died, at the age of 54, he was chairman of the business administration department at a small university called Phillips University. 9 graduated from Phillips, and the other 3 went to OU and OSU.
And you went to Phillips?
I went to Phillips.
Well, you said this before. When you started out teaching, administration never crossed your mind. You just wanted to teach. That was it. How did those opportunities present themselves, and how did you get to where you are now?
I have talked to groups sometimes about career paths, issues of leadership, and my comments to them are always just do your job. Whatever task is given to you, give it 100%. So I remember I was chair of the hiring committee, and then the chair went on leave, and so for a few months I was acting chair, and never with the intention of doing it permanently. When the dean left, become interim provost, she spoke to me about being interim dean, and at first I said no. And then I agreed to do it, and I told the chair, the associate chair, I want to leave my stuff here, I'll be back in a few months. Never went back.
Someone recently on social media commented that it was a video that you had done on Pi Day, and they commented, "He is so nice, but his wife is a great math teacher, and I made it out of math because of her." Are those accurate descriptions?
Yeah, my
for both
wife
of you?
is an extraordinary teacher, and it's because she loves the students. She'll do anything for them. Even in this role, when I ask her to go to certain events, if it interferes with her teaching, she's very reluctant to do that. We have animated conversations about that. But I mean, I wasn't a terrible teacher. I know I've told you this story before. My first semester here, the evaluations used to be very simple. There's just a box. This teacher is satisfactory or unsatisfactory. And so one student checks me satisfactory, and then you're to give a reason. And this person wrote, "He speaks good English for a foreigner."
Well, so he must be from Oklahoma.
I think they thought I was from Europe.
And yes, and your name, of course.
It was this Oklahoma accent.
I want another story. You remarked on the student evaluation. That's one story you tell that's funny. But I like your first day at Texas A&M.
Well, you have to understand, I was a small town boy. I went to a Catholic school out in the country, a 2-room school. There were 4 grades in each room. One nun simultaneously taught those 4 grades. There were 4 in my graduating class, and I ran a lot in high school. I was, as you know, I was state champion in my class, and as my wife likes to say, I beat 2 goats, a chicken, and a cousin. And so it was small time, but I was the state champion. And then Phillips University was small. So then I started graduate school at Texas A&M. I had a teaching assignment. I had always thought that professors wore suits. So I dressed up in my suit, and it was hideous. And I had these shoes, they were like hush puppies with elevated heels. This is back in the days of disco
type shoes, right?
And I didn't know what it meant to go to a school that had 25 or 30,000 students. I thought I'd just pull up to the building and get out and teach. And I had to park far away, and I was going to be late. So I started running, and I was dressed. And it's hot in College Station, always hot there. And the sole of my shoe fell off. And since the sole and the heel were one piece, that means the bottom of your shoe came off. So I took my shoelace and I tied it around my shoe. And I walked into the classroom of 70 or 80 students, and my shoe was flapping like this. And here's this guy in this hideous suit. It looked like a clown, wide lapels, with his... I never wore a suit again in all the days I taught there.
What gets you out of bed every day?
I would say my love of Texas Tech. It's really a privilege to do this job. And you know what? It's not all roses. We have our challenging days, and some days can be discouraging, but 99% of it is positive. And one thing you always have to keep in mind is that your own personal travails no way are reflective of the progress of the university. This university is bigger than any one administration or one person or one faculty member or one student. It's accumulation of many, many people over many, many years.
Texas Tech University, Costa Rica was a lengthy planning process. When that came to fruition, what was your feeling then?
Well, it was about 2 years worth of planning, and it involved contributions from the system as well as the university. It's a very complicated matter, and when we went there for the groundbreaking, and the president of the country made comments of what an opportunity it was to have a world-class institution, a Tier 1 school. And those were the phrases that were used, providing an opportunity for education to people in Central America and Costa Rica. It made you pretty proud of Texas Tech. And as I've said to people, in some way it's in our genes. When Paul Whitfield Horn said in 1923, let our thinking be in big terms and broad terms, let our thinking be in worldwide terms, something to that effect. That was pretty insightful back in 1923, and I think he would be pretty proud of where we've ended up.
I agree, I think so. Dr. Skubnik, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you,
Thank
Chris.
you so much.
Thank you, Chris.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.